All right, guys. Good morning. Before I begin, if you haven't already, take a look at the latest film project from my dad called "The Value of Life." Those of you watching this podcast, there's a photo, a clip from the film. This is not a film channel, so I won't talk more about this. This is for a few friends of mine who kept track, stay with me over the years, and yeah, just a quick news here as far as the film goes. It's been done. You can check out the previous video I uploaded, Il Valore della Vita, The Value of Life, filmed entirely in beautiful Italia. All right, before we get started, a quick joke. I asked my girlfriend what her birthday was. She says March 1st. So I walked around the room first. And then she told me. Guys, if you forget your girl's birthday, you better buy her a whole box of Swiss chocolates and a new car. Okay, well, maybe not the car. All right, as I said, good morning. So we'll talk about some Linuxy stuff. I am streaming this with Wayland, I think for the first time, and not X11. I'm going to take your guys' advice, and you guys have been telling me that Wayland should work if you are not using NVIDIA graphics. I am not. Those of you who use Linux full-time, I do not. I use Linux maybe 80%. So those of you who give me advice about that, I'm trying it. I trust you guys. But that being said, if this crashes, I do apologize. I am running Ubuntu, since Ubuntu is going to be sticking with Wayland and has stuck with Wayland, although you can switch back and forth between Wayland and the X11 display driver if you so choose to. From the information I've researched, it's probably at least a couple years away before it is fully ready to be used across the board. But for this morning, Ubuntu with Wayland. And I hope I don't crash and burn with this. Alright, so we're going to talk about some Linuxy news. Let me see if I can switch here real quick. So yeah, I'm running OBS Studio, of course. You guys tell me OBS Studio and Wayland is fine. Okay, let's give it a shot. Let's go to some news articles here. First of all, let's go a little bit about Chromebooks. I saw something where a great deal on a Chromebook for $80. You really need this. I'm like, $80? Even that's a little bit too cheap for a Chromebook. You need to look at the end of life for Chromebooks, the auto update expiration date, the AUE. So you can check this by going to settings, about Chrome OS, additional details, look for the update schedule to see when you will stop getting official updates from Google. Newer Chromebooks will give you 10 years of support, at least. So you need to look into a Chromebook Plus. Now, there's nothing wrong with buying a used or refurbished Chromebook. They are fantastic deals. But you need to check into the AUE first. Again, if you buy a Chromebook Plus, you will get at least 10 years. So let's say you buy a Chromebook that's a couple years old. Great deal. Well, if the original start date was 10 years from date of manufacture, then you have 8 years left. Still not bad. Now, of course, if you plan on installing something else in your Chromebook, then it doesn't matter. But I'm guessing most Windows users don't want to do that. They want to buy it, log in within seconds, run the updates, and ready to go. I believe that's a song. Ready to go. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, yeah, before you buy a refurbished Chromebook, which can be a good deal, make sure you first check the EOL, the end of life date, called the Auto Update Expiration, AUE, first. And then decide if it's a great deal or not. If you buy a refurbished Chromebook Plus, you should be okay. Somebody mentioned Fun OS. Great name. Is it fun? I have no idea, but it says here that Fun OS is a lightweight, minimal GNU Linux distribution designed to provide streamlined, efficient, highly customizable computing experience built on the foundation of the Ubuntu LTS. Key features: long-term support. Uses Joe's window manager. Joe, you're famous. Hey, Joey, ba ba boom. Ubuntu hardware enablement kernel. Snap free, I noticed. That's good. FunOS comes without Snap, ensuring faster application startup times, reduced disk space usage. more control over software updates by avoiding snap. FunOS maintains a lean, responsive system for users who value speed and efficiency. Sounds like a Chromebook. I'm all for that. I may test this. Yeah, I'm always open to new suggestions. It sounds like this will run faster than my current Ubuntu on this testing machine, so I may give this a shot. All right, minimalist design, lightweight resource usage. FunOS uses 230 to 250 megabytes of RAM when idle. I find that hard to believe. I think Ubuntu uses over a gig. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if there's a 32-bit version of this, I will test it in an older Chromebook. The compact ISO size. The installer ISO is 1.8 gigs. That's like 1/3 the size of Ubuntu. Huh, okay. And uses the Ubiquity installer. Very good. Let's see here. Oh, it's only for 64-bit, not 32-bit. Okay, well, that's kind of a bummer. I'll stick with my MX Linux then on my Chromebook. All right, why choose FunOS? All right, performance, stability, customizability. I'm still laughing at this is Joe's window. I prefer the Tony window manager. Hey, Tony, my boom. Security and simplicity. And some more information here. So, thank you for the tip. That person who mentioned this. This is FunOS. And yeah, maybe I will take a look at this. Great title. I hope it will be fun to use. All right, what else do we have? Samsung. Apparently, there's a kill switch in the new Samsung UI 8. Hide secure folder. Those of you who have the latest Galaxy phones, what this does, the hidden secure folder acts as a kill switch, instantly removing the secure folder's icon from your device and encrypting its contents. This hides the folder's presence from the home screen, app drawer, and other menus, making it harder for unauthorized users to access your private data. When hidden, all apps and data within the secure folder are temporarily disabled, and notifications are silenced until you unhide it. Hey, score a big one for privacy. All right, more detailed explanation. Instantly hides the folder, encrypts and disables contents, silences notifications, adds an extra layer of security, and separate biometric access. I think my son's got a newer Galaxy. I'll have to check with him on this, but hey, why not? I'm all for enhancing your privacy whenever possible in today's privacy-destroying Linux or privacy-destroying technology world. It's bad. All right, what else do we have here for some news? I guess the Linux Format magazine is no more after 25 years. I guess this was based in Britain. Are there any Linux magazines left? Maybe one. Let's see here. The writer says it was a double-sided live DVD included in Linux Format issue in 2008 that introduced this person to Ubuntu. Yeah, for me it was just a web search back in 2006, and thanks to Ubuntu as a Windows user, here I am. So even though I don't use Ubuntu every day, thank you Ubuntu for exposing me to the world of Linux and the terrific community. Alright, so I guess this person went from that to starting a blog, I guess, the LMJ Ubuntu blog. Okay, cool. And some more information here. So Linux Format is no more. So Linux Magazine is still in print. Very good. Okay, sounds good to me. Alright, last but not least, the state of Linux windowing systems in Wayland, is it good in 2025? Alright, a lot of controversy here. So this is going to be a hit and miss. It seems, from what you guys are telling me, it's not yet quite there 100%, especially with NVIDIA. Alright, so it says here Wayland is largely in place. Wayland offers hardware acceleration and generally better performance. NVIDIA users in particular may still face some issues. Okay, so there's some more information here. This started back in 2008, so it's almost 20 years. Even for Linux, that's a long time. So I don't know. I think give this 5 more years, maybe 10. Maybe I'm completely wrong. You guys think give it a year or two? That's certainly possible. I hope that's the case. So Wayland is the default display server for releases of Debian, Ubuntu, Fedora, and Arch. Okay. Let's see what we have here. All right, but the road is still bumpy. Depending on the type of Linux user you are, perhaps how long you've been using Linux, changes to your workflow may be more difficult to get used to. Fair enough. Xorg isn't going anywhere yet. All right, I would tend to agree with that. Although it's outdated, it works. This is what I mainly use. And until Wayland is 100% ready, I can't really recommend Linux newbies to default to Wayland. Not yet. Unless you try something with Ubuntu where you can go back and forth and choose at startup, then that's fine. But, you know, I want to make a good first impression for Linux newbies the first time. You know, and for the first time, I would say don't try Wayland the first time. If you want to try it in general, sure, you should. But I think for now, stick with X11 in general. Okay, and that's it for Wayland. If you are successful using Wayland and would like to post your comments below, let me know in the comments below. All right, in the meantime, my Ubuntu does not seem to have crashed. We're still in the green with Wayland, so thank you for that. All right, I just finished my coffee. If there is anybody in the chat, I know it's early. I try to do these shows at different times to have other people around the world stop in and say hello. If there's anybody in the chat who wants to say hello, has a question, please do. If not, I will wrap this up for this early morning Linuxy news. All right, the chat is quiet for this morning. So anyway, I hope you have a good day, afternoon, and evening wherever you are. Sorry that I missed you. If you'd like to sponsor a live show, same as before, just let me know in the comments below. Send me an email. We can pick a topic. I'm open to doing the weekend chats again. But it's been quiet, fairly quiet post-pandemic. These are definitely different times. Somebody did comment that they don't use Linux because they just don't want to waste time. You know, they just want to click and go. And it's probably always been that way, probably more in these modern times. So I totally get it. And with some Linux, you can certainly, what I call click and go, and get to the work that you want to do. So I can appreciate that. All right. Sorry I missed you guys. You can download these shows on the Patreon page, the TOS Today, if you so choose to. That's it. Sorry I missed you, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great summer, by the way, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.